Hello, Woodbridge. This is your midweek message follow-up. And boy, I sure hope you didn't miss last Sunday. That was a powerful service. We saw the Lord do amazing work in people's lives last Sunday. People were crying before the Lord and really just connecting with God. And so if you didn't get a chance to see that or hear that message, go online and do so. We talked about Jesus again. Always Jesus. Jesus, is he a king? He is a king. As Pilate said, so you're a king. He says, you're darn right I am. If my kingdom's of another realm. When Jesus walks in our midst, his kingdom is with us. And the question that we've been pondering these last few weeks is, how do we make Jesus the Lord of our lives? When we have our wristbands on and we're like, what would I do if Jesus was right here? What would Jesus have me do, right? So last week we talked about, well, if Jesus was the Lord of our lives, how do we make Jesus the Lord of our past? And specifically the garbage that's in our past, the hurt, the pain, the sorrow, the sadness, the shame, the guilt. What do we do with all this stuff? As you and I become Christians and followers of Jesus, how do we deal with the past? We allow Jesus to go in the past with us. And friends, here it is. Jesus commands you and I to forgive and to let things go. And that was the great discussion that Jesus had with Peter. Peter says, Jesus, how many times should I forgive somebody who's sinned against me? Jesus says 70 times 7. A lot. Because when we forgive, it brings freedom in our lives. And here is the big kicker. And that's just so remindful of who Christ is. Jesus is all about and committed to your freedom. To your freedom. Freedom from your past, freedom from your shame, your guilt, your fears, your anger, your bitterness, your hatred. Jesus is committed to you to let that go. As it says in the book of Ephesians, let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and slander be put away from you with all malice. Be kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving each other, just as God in Christ Jesus has forgiven you. Has Jesus forgiven you? How much has he forgiven you? Our ability to forgive other people is directly related to the understanding of the forgiveness that God's given in our lives. So, hey, Woodbridge Church, I pray this week that you are allowing the words of Jesus to stir into your life, and that you are, by faith and by acknowledgement of the King, if the King commands you to forgive somebody, you need to forgive him. So who's on your list? Who are the people in your life that you have bitterness and hatred and anger toward? You need to take that before God. Deal with the hurt, deal with the pain, and by faith say, Jesus, I choose to forgive. And so what is forgiveness, friends? Real simple. Here's a great definition. Forgiveness is resolving to live with the consequences of another person's sin in your life and laying it before the just, righteous hands of God. Experience his freedom this week, friends. Walk in freedom. Let Jesus be the Lord of your past. Take his yoke upon you and learn from him in this. And friends, you will indeed find rest for your souls. So God bless you, Woodbridge. I'm praying for you, my brothers and sisters. Have a great week this week, and we'll see you next Sunday as we discuss how do we allow Jesus to be the Lord of our present daily lives. What does that look like? We'll come on Sunday and we'll talk about it. God bless you. Take care.